The King of COTA has fallen. Marc Marquez, the master of Texas, hit the gravel at 191 km per hour. 0 points in the sprint, a long lap penalty for Sunday, and a body screaming in pain. Is the dream of the 9th world title slipping away in 2026? Welcome back to Trackside Pulse GP, where today, we dissect the most dramatic weekend in Austin history. Let's look at the data. Turn 11. Marquez was pushing the limit of his Ducati Desmacedicide GP26 when he collided with Fabio Di Giannantonio. The impact. A high-speed slide at nearly 200 km per hour. The physical toll. Marc admitted his entire body is aching. In a 20-lap race at a physical track like COTA, how much will this drain his stamina? The penalty. Race direction was firm. The collision cost him a long lap penalty. This means Marc doesn't just have to be fast, he has to be perfect to recover at least 3 to 5 seconds lost in the penalty loop. After only 2 rounds, the gap is widening. Marco Bezzecchi leads the standings, and Marquez is already 22 points behind. The math. If Bezzecchi wins or podiums today and Marc scores 0, that gap could explode to 40-plus points. The European phase. Can Marc afford to enter Jerez and Le Mans with such a massive disadvantage? History says no, but the Ant of Cervera has rewritten history before. As Max Biaggi recently said, the talent and the Ducati power are there. But in 2026, speed is not enough. Asterisk. Tire management. COTA is brutal on front tires. Marc needs to stop riding at 110% and start riding at 98% to ensure he finishes. The comeback strategy, where can he make up time? Sector 1 and the back straight. He needs to execute the long lap early and then engage hunter mode without crashing again. Will we see a miracle in Texas? Or is the 2026 season becoming a nightmare for the number 93? Best case, top 5 finish, a hero's recovery. Worst case, another DNF trying to compensate for the penalty. The victories of Enea Bastianini, Ducati/Gresini, in 2022 and Maverick Vinales, Aprilia, in 2024 at COTA marked the end of Marc Marquez's absolute dominance in Austin. Bastianini won with an impressive performance, while Vinales made history as the first rider to win with 3 different manufacturers, Aprilia, in the modern MotoGP era. Maverick Vinales, 2024 made history by taking pole position, winning the sprint race, and winning the main race at COTA. Breaking the record, Vinales' win was Aprilia's second in the modern MotoGP era and a historic moment. COTA, previously known as Marc Marquez's territory, is now starting to be dominated by a high-speed combination of European bikes, Ducati and Aprilia. Pecco Bagnaia of the Ducati Lenovo team won the 2025 MotoGP Americas race at the Circuit of the Americas, COTA, in Austin, early Monday morning, March 31, 2025. Bagnaia took over the lead after Marc Marquez crashed while leading the race. Alex Marquez finished second, and Fabio Di Giannantonio completed the podium. Bagnaia started 6th but managed to climb to second in the opening laps. Key incident, Marc Marquez led the race but crashed at turn 4 on lap 9 in difficult track conditions. Marc Marquez faces a challenging start to the 2026 season, and this weekend's Circuit of the Americas, COTA, race, March 28 to 30, 2026, is considered a crucial opportunity to turn his fortunes around. Despite being known as the King of COTA, with a record 7 wins, Marquez comes to Austin after disappointing results in the opening 2 rounds. Desmacedicide GP26 technical issues. Marquez complained about a lack of power on his new Ducati bike early in the race, which made it difficult for him to compete at the front of the pack from the start. Previous series performance. Thailand GP, finished 22nd. Brazil GP, won the sprint, but could only manage a 4th-place finish in the main race and failed to reach the podium. Physical condition, he is reportedly still recovering from a right shoulder injury sustained at the end of the 2025 season at Mandalika, so he tends to play it safe and avoid taking excessive risks. Tight competition, Marco Bezzecchi, current championship leader, and Jorge Martin are showing strong dominance, while the Aprilia team is also determined to break Marquez's winning streak at COTA. The racing world came to a standstill. What was previously considered impossible finally happened on the scorching asphalt of the Bur Rairam circuit in Thailand in 2026. Ducati's absolute dominance, which had dominated the competition, officially crumbled. The Borgo Panigale manufacturer's legendary record of 88 consecutive podiums was shattered. The question is this the beginning of the end of the Ducati era? Here is an analysis of the situation. It wasn't Pecco Bagnaia or Marc Marquez who stood at the top. Bezzecchi, now riding for Aprilia, put in an aggressive performance and claimed a resounding victory. Meanwhile, the Ducati garage turned into a dark zone. Marc Marquez suffered a DNF due to technical difficulties. And reigning champion Pecco Bagnaia fell all the way to 9th. A result that contrasted sharply with their previous dominance. Main issue. Ducati experienced tire and rim issues, which resulted in Marc Marquez failing to finish, DNF, and Francesco Bagnaia finishing in 9th place. So, what really happened? An internal investigation revealed serious tire and rim issues. At a circuit with extreme temperatures like Buriram, the Ducati's rim material failed to maintain temperature stability, leading to fatal tire damage to Marquez's bike. This is a rare technical flaw, but it has proven to be fatal at the high level of competition in MotoGP 2026. Despite their slump in the main race, rivals, such as the Aprilia team, acknowledged that Ducati wasn't really struggling, but rather that Aprilia was performing exceptionally well on the circuit. The Ducati boss also emphasized that there was no need to panic over the result. Is Ducati's dominance over? Data-wise, the answer is, not yet. One bad result in Thailand won't completely erase the Desmaceticized technical superiority. However, this result proves one thing: the 2026 season is no longer a simple stroll for Ducati. Aprilia has transformed into a very serious threat. Do you think Ducati will make a comeback, or will Aprilia continue to dominate? Share your technical opinions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Trackside Pulse GP to stay updated on our 2026 MotoGP tech insights. I'm Trackside Pulse, and I'll see you in the next analysis. How does a bike that swept the podium 1-2-3 last year suddenly become a disaster in 2026? In Thailand, Aprilia took the crown, and the mighty Ducati GP26 struggled just to survive. Was it bad luck, or has MotoGP 2026 been secretly re-engineered to stop Ducati's dominance? Stay tuned, because Marc Marquez just revealed a technical detail that changes everything. The official story? A DNF. The real story? A broken rim. Marquez admitted that the new double-curved design literally destroyed his wheel. But listen to this, Marc didn't blame Michelin. He didn't even blame the track. He said, "The chassis is different, the tires are different. This isn't just a part failure, it's a sign that the 2026 regulations are pushing Ducati into a danger zone they didn't face last year." Look at the 2026 calendar. It's not a coincidence. The season is packed with technical tracks designed to punish aerodynamic load, Ducati's biggest strength. Combine that with stricter tire pressure penalties and chassis limitations, and you see the pattern. Even legend Jorge Lorenzo admits the game has changed, giving Marc only a 75% chance, but only if he survives these anti-Ducati traps. So, is Ducati finished? Not yet. Brazil is the next battlefield. If Marquez struggles there, the conspiracy is real. The organizers wanted a fight, and they got it. But never count out the number 93. He's not just fighting other riders anymore, he's fighting the system. Is MotoGP trying to save the 2026 season? Or is Ducati simply losing its edge? I'd love to hear your theories in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the Pulse. See you in Brazil. For the 2026 MotoGP seasons, the majority of teams will continue to use forged magnesium wheels supplied by the world's leading racing component manufacturer. Marcassini, Brembo Group remains the dominant supplier for many factory teams, such as Ducati Lenovo, due to its reliability in producing extremely light and strong magnesium wheels. Technical specifications according to FIM regulations. According to applicable technical regulations, the wheels used must meet the following standards. Material: forged magnesium alloy material is mandatory. The use of carbon materials for wheels is prohibited due to safety concerns in the event of a high impact. Standard size: maximum front wheel width is 4 inches. Maximum rear wheel width is 6.25 inches. Standard wheel diameter is 17 inches. Tires, all wheels are fitted with a single tire from Michelin, whose contract as MotoGP's official tire supplier runs until the end of the 2026 season. Pirelli is scheduled to replace Michelin in the 2027 season. Then why can such a strong rim still be dented? How big of an impact can damage it? Marquez's incident in Bahrain during the Sunday race in February 2026 raises questions about rider safety. It turns out, even though MotoGP rims are made from the highest grade materials, they still have weaknesses when facing certain impacts. In Marc Marquez's case at Bahrain 2026, there were several technical reasons why the incredibly strong magnesium-forged rims could bend or break. First, magnesium characteristics. Stiff but brittle. MotoGP rims use magnesium because it is much lighter than aluminum, which is crucial for the bike's acceleration and agility. Advantages: very stiff, so it doesn't deform easily at 350 km/h. Disadvantages: magnesium is brittle. Unlike steel, which will bend slowly, magnesium tends to crack or break immediately if it receives an impact that exceeds its tolerance limits. Second, the hammer effect of double curves. When Marquez hit the double curve at turn 4, vertical impact, the Michelin tires were already very hot and under high pressure. When hitting a hard curve, the tire is unable to absorb all the impact energy. Energy transfer: the remaining impact energy is transferred directly to the rim lip. Imagine hitting the rim with a sledgehammer while it's spinning very fast. Its kinetic energy is multiplied many times over. 3th extreme temperature factor, thermal stress. The Bahrain track temperature, which reaches 55 degrees Celsius, plays a major role. The heat from the asphalt and the heat from braking cause the rim material to experience thermal stress. In extremely hot conditions, the molecular structure of the metal changes slightly. Although not to the point of softening, its impact resistance can decrease compared to optimal temperatures. Fourth, angle of attack. Marc Marquez hit the curb while the motorcycle was still at a slight lean angle. At a lean angle, the load is not absorbed by the strong center of the rim, but by the rim lip, which is the thinnest and most vulnerable part. The slightest bend in the rim lip will cause the air inside the tire, under high pressure, to escape, causing the tire to burst instantly. And fifth, material fatigue. Although MotoGP wheels are routinely inspected using X-rays for hairline cracks, the workload in MotoGP is extremely demanding. The impact at Bahrain may have been the final straw for materials already experiencing fatigue after thousands of laps throughout the testing and racing season. The racing world came to a standstill. What was previously considered impossible finally happened on the scorching asphalt of the Bahrain circuit in Thailand in 2026. Ducati's absolute dominance, which had dominated the competition, officially crumbled. The Borgo Panigale manufacturer's legendary record of 88 consecutive podiums was shattered. The question is this the beginning of the end of the Ducati era? Here is an analysis of the situation. It wasn't Pecco Bagnaia or Marc Marquez who stood at the top. Bezzecchi, now riding for Aprilia, put in an aggressive performance and claimed a resounding victory. Meanwhile, the Ducati garage turned into a dark zone. Marc Marquez suffered a DNF due to technical difficulties, and reigning champion Pecco Bagnaia fell all the way to 9th. A result that contrasted sharply with their previous dominance. Main issue: Ducati experienced tire and rim issues, which resulted in Marc Marquez failing to finish, DNF, and Francesco Bagnaia finishing in 9th place. So, what really happened? An internal investigation revealed serious tire and rim issues. At a circuit with extreme temperatures like Bahrain, the Ducati's rim material failed to maintain temperature stability, leading to fatal tire damage to Marquez's bike. This is a rare technical flaw, but it has proven to be fatal at the high level of competition in MotoGP 2026. Despite their slump in the main race, rivals, such as the Aprilia team, acknowledged that Ducati wasn't really struggling, but rather that Aprilia was performing exceptionally well on the circuit. The Ducati boss also emphasized that there was no need to panic over the result. Is Ducati's dominance over? Data-wise, the answer is, not yet. One bad result in Thailand won't completely erase the Desmaceticized technical superiority. However, this result proves one thing: the 2026 season is no longer a simple stroll for Ducati. Aprilia has transformed into a very serious threat. Do you think Ducati will make a comeback, or will Aprilia continue to dominate? Share your technical opinions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Trackside Pulse GP to stay updated on our 2026 MotoGP tech insights. I'm Trackside Pulse, and I'll see you in the next analysis.